Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Good morning, everybody. How are you today? Today we are going to study a workbook. Unit 3, Lesson 6 on workbook is a practice for what you studied in Lesson 4 and 5. We studied conditional sentence. We studied some verbs for speech or used for talking. And during the lesson or during the whole unit, we studied some topics about what the history of coffee houses or coffee and the history of tea in workbook. I asked you to watch a video, a recorded lesson about tea houses in China. You are going to fill and complete your workbook on page number 16 and 17, the previous pages. You are going to read the article, read the passage, and complete the exercises as you or after watching the video. Okay. Now let's start with this question as a warming up, icebreaker. If you could eat only one kind of food for the rest of your life, what would it be, and why? Choose. If you could eat only one kind of food for the rest of your life, what would it be? This is what this second conditional sentence was if. Yes, Abdurrahman Mustafa.
Ice cream.
Would you like an ice cream for the rest of your life?
أقول جملة كاملة يعني.
Choose and why?
Lasagna because it is very delicious and tasty.
It's very delicious, tasty, healthy. It contains a lot of carbohydrates that gives you energy. Very good. Yusuf Muhammad Atiyah.
Yes, teacher. I would eat pizza because it's very tasty.
It's very tasty, but it's not healthy. If you eat a lot of pizza, it will hurt your stomach, I think. What about Muhammad Osama?
I would like to eat meat because it gives me the protein.
Good. It gives you protein. You like meat. Good. Thank you. Okay. Now let's do this exercise concerning the conditional sentence. As you mentioned, there are 4 types for conditional sentence. We have zero conditional, first conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. And there is another word called unless. Unless means if not. So unless we can replace it or we can use it instead of if not. And it follows the 3 conditional sentences. First conditional, second conditional, and third conditional. But we can use unless instead of if not. Look at the first sentence. If she didn't study hard, she would fail the test. This is what? This is second conditional. Didn't study, past, negative, and would fail. Would plus infinitive. Replace if with unless. Use unless. Let's see Ziad Hatem.
Unless she studied hard, she would fail the test.
Excellent. Thank you, Ziad. Notes here, Ziad, he deleted the negative, didn't, and he used the positive studied. So the right answer, unless he or she studied hard, she would fail the test. Thank you very much, Ziad. And the second sentence here, unless he had got up late, he wouldn't have missed the bus. Unless here is in the third conditional, we have past perfect, had got, and wouldn't have missed, this would have missed the past participle. Use if instead of unless. So if you use if, you negate the first sentence, you negate the if clause. Let's see Yusuf Sayyid. Turn off your mics, please. Yes, Yusuf.
If he hadn't got up late, he wouldn't have missed the bus.
Very good. Thank you, Yusuf. If he hadn't got up late, he wouldn't have missed the bus. Very good. يبقى احنا قلنا unless بتتبع نفس الحالات if 3 first conditional Please turn off your mics. Turn off your mics, please. قلنا unless بتتبع حالات if الثلاثة first conditional, second conditional and third conditional. نفس الأزمنة. Present simple, will, future. Past simple, would plus infinitive. Past perfect would have past participle. Okay. Complete the third sentence. Had he got up early. لاحظ هنا ما فيش if هنا. ما في if. There is no if here. Had he got up early, it means if he had got up early. لما حصل, when we delete if, we start with had, it's called inversion زي ما درسناها في عاشر. Inversion, we use the helping verb at the beginning of the sentence. Had he got up early, complete. معاذ محمد منصور.
He wouldn't miss the bus.
He wouldn't
Miss the bus.
He wouldn't
The
miss the bus. What type of conditional sentence is it? Is it first, second, or third?
Second.
Second.
Had he got here, if he had got up early. Muhammad Majdi.
He wouldn't have missed his bus.
He wouldn't have missed the bus. This is what? This is third conditional, Muaz. Third conditional, because we have a past perfect. Had got. If he had got up early, he wouldn't have missed the bus. Or we can change the meaning. He would have caught the bus. يبقى بدل ما اقول he wouldn't have missed the bus, he would have caught the bus. يبقى أنا this is what معاذ, this is the third conditional. If he had got up early, he would have caught the bus, he wouldn't have missed the bus. So pay attention to the meaning, pay attention to the tense, pay attention to the grammar. Okay? Please open your workbook, page number 1819. We have here some of talking verbs. Argue, chat, discuss, say, speak, talk, tell. These are what? These are talking verbs. We use it for talking. Say, speak, tell, etc. There are some sentences from A to G. Some sentences here are incorrect and others are correct. Take the correct sentence and cross the incorrect sentence. Then choose the correct verb from this list. Use each verb only once. So you have 3 steps. You have to read and decide if the sentences are true or false, correct or incorrect. If it's correct, it's okay. If it's not correct, you have to change the bold verbs. Say, chatted, argued, told, argues, said, telling with one verb from the list. Pay attention. You have to choose the correct verb and use each verb only once. هتختار الفعل ايه؟ مرة واحدة and correct the verb. For example, A, could you say me the time, please? Oh, could you say me the time? No, this is wrong. It's better to say, could you tell me the time? Tell me the time. Don't say me the time. Tell me the time. B, is that true or false? I chatted to my friends on the way home from school. Hands up. Faris.
True.
True. Good. Thank you. C, if you have a problem at school, argue it with a teacher. Is that true? Amjad?
False.
False. Can you correct it?
Discuss.
Discuss. Very good. If you have a problem at school, discuss it with your teacher or with your parents. Very good. Thank you. Abdullah Khalil, the professor told for an hour about the environment. Is that true?
False.
Is that correct?
False.
False. Can you correct it?
The professor spoke an hour about the environment.
He spoke for an hour about the environment. Very good. Speak, the past is spoke. Very good, Abdullah. Omar Mahmoud, he has very strong opinions. That's why he argues with people. Omar.
True.
True. Good. You shouldn't argue with people unless you have very strong opinions. Thank you. Kareem, he said me where he lived. Is this correct or incorrect?
False.
Yes, correct it,
He
please.
told.
He
He
told
told
me.
me where
We
he
don't
lived.
say, yes, we don't say he said me. He told me. Thank you, Kareem. Okay. G. Ahmed Haider. The teacher told the students to stop telling.
False. Talking or speaking.
To stop what?
False. To stop telling. Talking or speaking or
Or
chatting or
speaking.
arguing.
Yes. Very good. Stop talking, stop speaking are correct. Good. Thank you. Now, let's move to the next exercise. Exercise 2. Referring to the article about tea, a daily necessity, on page 16, find the word in the text on page 16 that is related to each of the words in the list below. Write the related word in the space beneath the given word, then make up a new sentence for each in the space provided. The first word is given as an example. For example, مطلوب منك تكتب كلمات متصلة بالكلمات اللي فوقيها. You are going to find these words from what? From the article on page 16. Drink, drunk. Drink, use it in a sentence. At dinner, the table was covered with food and drinks. Drunk, this is a past participle for drink. Drink, drank, drunk. Water is drunk by more people than juice. We have tea. Give me a related word, a similar word for tea. It's mentioned in the article or the passage on page 16. Ali Walid.
نعم أستاذ.
Yes, Ali. Give me a word related to tea.
Tea house.
Tea house. Good. Drive. Next. Muhammad Mahmoud. Yes. Drive.
Driver.
Driver. Very good. Mahmoud. Yusuf Mahmoud Shahata. Enjoyment. Enjoyment.
معك
Yusuf.
أستاذ.
Yes, give me a word related to enjoyment. What's the verb? محمد مصطفى عبد الغفار.
Enjoy.
Enjoy. Yes, very good. So you are going to write what? To write words relate to the words above, and then use words, these words in sentence. So we have tea, tea houses, drive, driver, enjoyment, enjoy, etc. Quickly, daily. Do it at home, please. Okay? Do it at home. Now, use these words in a sentence of your own. كون جملة يا شباب. محمد ماهر غربية tea. Use it in a sentence of your own.
Tea, 90% of tea is grown in Asia.
Sorry, again, please.
90% of tea is grown in Asia.
90% of tea is grown in Asia. Thank you, very good. I like drinking tea in the afternoon. Good. Okay, thank you. Yusuf. Okay, Yusuf Muhammad Shahata. Yalla, Yusuf. Tea houses.
People go to tea houses every weekend.
Yes, every weekend to drink tea. Very good. So you are going to use these sense of you are going to use these words in sense of your own. Do it at home, please, so that we can save time. Okay? كون ضع كلمات في جمل من عندك like the examples. Okay? Don't write these examples. You can write your own words or your own sentence. Okay. Now, exercise number 3. Match these words and expressions from the article and the fact file with their meanings. These words are used in the article and the fact file. What do they mean? You have to match them with their meanings. Consume, civil servant, chat, cultivation, porcelain, skilled. These words are studied or are used in the workbook on page number 16. Match them with their meanings or correct definitions. I'll give you 2 minutes to read and match by writing numbers from 1 to 8. Muhammad Ahmad, consume, what does it mean?
Number 4, to eat, drink, or ingest.
Ingest. Yes, very good. Food or drink. Good. Abdurrahman Mustafa, civil servant.
Someone who works for the government.
Government. Very good. Muhammad Majdi, chat.
Chat. Number 5, talk in a friendly, informal way.
Thank you. Okay, good. Yusuf Sayyid, cultivation.
Cultivation. Number 2, the growing of plants.
Very good. Omar Mahmoud, porcelain.
Number 8, a kind of clay which is used for
Yes.
cups and
Blades. Very good. Thank you. Etc. Good. Abdullah Khalil, skilled.
Good at doing something. Number
Good.
1.
Okay, Abdullah Khalil, what are you skilled at?
What? I don't know.
Have you got a hobby? Have you got a sport?
Yes, doing football.
Yes. So, are you good at playing football?
At goalkeeper, yes.
A goalkeeper, right. Is Abdullah a good goalkeeper? Yes?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay. Now, as I told you, we studied in Unit 3 as the history of coffee, the history of tea, and today we are going to learn some information about the history of a chocolate. A chocolate as a drink. Okay? Coca. You are going to complete these things about the history of a chocolate. Use the correct form of the verbs in brackets. هنا عندك قاعدة if. Which type is it? شوف الفعل الثاني. Look at the second verb. Wouldn't have been able. Would have spread. Wouldn't have been. Wouldn't have been. What type of conditional sentence is it? 0, first, second, third. Muhammad Maher.
Second.
Second, are you sure? Wouldn't have been.
No,
Third. So, which tense do we use in the if clause? Ali Walid, which tense do we use in the if clause?
الباست اللي هو
Which past?
ثانية.
Which past? Past simple or past perfect?
Past perfect.
Past perfect. How do we form a past perfect, Ali Walid?
الهاد وال
Had plus ep.
ed.
Had plus past participle. And the negative? What is the negative?
Hadn't?
Yes, hadn't. Very good. Now, complete these sentences about the history of chocolate, correcting or by using what? The correct form of the verbs in brackets. Discover. If the Olmecs discovered coca 3,000 years ago, we wouldn't have been able to produce the modern chocolate bar. Sometimes you can use the negative or positive verb. Let's see. Nasser Yusuf Ashkanani.
Stop. If the Olmecs hadn't discovered. Very good. Thank you. In 1528, chocolate arrived in Spain. If it arrived earlier, it would have spread to the rest of Europe faster. So we are talking about imaginary situation, something which didn't happen or something we wish it happened or it had happened. Okay? Let's see. Omar Mahmoud.
أستاذ موجود.
Yes, correct. Arrive.
Had arrived.
Had arrived. Very good. Thank you.
Past perfect.
Riyad.
If they
The Asiatics use coca beans as money. If they not use beans in this way,
if they hadn't used.
hadn't used. Very good. Thank you. نشوف يوسف محمد عطية.
Yes, teacher.
يوسف.
If Belgian
people from Belgium. Belgique.
Chocolatiers developed chocolate making techniques. Belgium wouldn't have been as famous for its chocolates. Had developed.
Had developed or hadn't?
Had developed.
Negative. Hadn't developed. Thank you. Now you are going to listen to a telephone conversation. Listen to the telephone conversation and complete it with the relevant expressions. Complete it using your own phrases or expressions. Jabir and Naguib are talking on the telephone conversation. Someone is inviting another one. Read the article or read the telephone conversation, and complete it using your own sentences and phrases. Hi Najib, Mom told me you called earlier, right? Yes, I wanted to make sure when we are going to meet to make the arrangements for the picnic. That's right. How about we meet tomorrow at lunchtime? That's okay. How about this afternoon? Are you free? That's great. Is 4 o'clock at the mall fine with you? I can make it by 4, but the mall is a little bit far from my house. Central Cafe sounds good, so I'll meet you there. Okay, bye. Now complete the telephone conversation. Yusuf Sayed.
Yes.
Yes, Yusuf.
That's right. How about we meet tomorrow at lunchtime?
That's right. قال له لنا ايه؟ That's okay.
That
How
sounds
about this afternoon? يبقى هنا you agree or disagree here? Sorry, I can't make it tomorrow. I can't attend it tomorrow. هنا ازاي عرفت ان هو قال لك هنا رفض الموضوع؟ How about we meet tomorrow at lunchtime? قال له that's okay. How about this afternoon? يبقى هنا قال له sorry, I can't make it. He refused because he's busy. I can't make it tomorrow. That's okay. How about this afternoon? Are you free? محمد ماهر.
Yes, I'm free.
How about this afternoon? Are you free? Yes, I'm free. Oh, that's right. That's a good idea. Yes, I'm free. Good. That's great. Question: is 4 o'clock at the mall fine with you? جبران.
No. What do you want to meet?
What time or when? Yes.
What time do you
want to meet? What time do you want to meet? What time do you want to meet? Is 4 o'clock at the mall fine with you? Good. I can make it by 4, but the mall is a little bit far from my house. Question: Central Cafe sounds good. So I'll meet you there, okay? What's the question? Central Cafe sounds good. He's suggesting something or a place. Hamad Majdi.
Shall we meet in Central Cafe?
Very good. Shall we meet in Central Cafe? How about Central Cafe? Why don't we meet in Central Cafe? This is what suggestion. Central Cafe sounds good. So I'll meet you there. Okay. Bye. Let's see. Ahmed Haider. I'll meet you there. Okay.
See you later. Bye.
See you later. Okay. See you later. Bye.
Yes, see you later. Very good. Now, I want you to read the dialogue as if they are playing or role-playing a telephone conversation. Let's see Ziad and Muhammad Ahmad.
Correct.
Start, Ziad. Change names.
What did I do?
Change names. Ziad.
Sorry, I didn't get it.
Yes. Hi, Muhammad Ahmad.
موجود يا أستاذ.
Okay, should I make a conversation?
Read the telephone
Right?
conversation. Read the text,
Okay.
please.
Hi, Muhammad Ahmad. Mom told me you called earlier, right?
Yes, I wanted to make sure when we are going to make the arrangement for the picnic.
That's right. How about we meet tomorrow at lunchtime?
Sorry, I can't make it tomorrow.
That's okay. How about this afternoon? Are you free?
Yes, I'm free.
That's great. What time do you want to meet?
Is 4 o'clock is the mall fine with you?
I can make it by 4, but the mall is a little bit far from my house. Shall we meet in Central Cafe?
Central Cafe sounds good, so I'll meet you there, okay?
Yes, see you later. Bye.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Ziad. Thank you, Muhammad Ahmad. You are supposed to practice speaking and talking like the example here. Be ready. Are going to make similar telephone conversations like this. You are going to invite a friend or one of your colleagues on a telephone conversation. Okay? Now, we've got here some sentences about someone who wants to or was thinking of opening a cafe in his area. And he's thinking, use the words in italics to answer the questions using F in the second conditional. If he opened a cafe, what would he sell? Coffee, tea. Answer, if he opened a cafe, he would sell coffee and tea. Please say full sentence using F. If he wanted to sell cakes too, where he would make them? Faris Yasser.
If
Kitchen.
he wanted to sell cakes too, he would have made them in the kitchen.
Why would you say he would have made? This is second, not third. If he wanted to sell cakes too,
he would have made them in the kitchen.
No, he would make. He would make. What's your Faris? We have here the F clause past symbol, wanted. So the main clause would be would plus infinitive. If he wanted to sell cakes too, he would make them in the kitchen. Later in exercise 7, we are going to do the third conditional. Okay, you Faris, pay attention. Muhammad Mustafa Abdul Ghaffar. If he wanted to become a cafe owner, what would he need to do first? Training course.
If he wanted to become safe, he would need to do the training course first.
Yes, thank you. If he wanted to become a cafe owner, هنا حط كلمة become. I missed the word become. If he wanted to become a cafe owner, he would need to do a training course first. Thank you. Omar Mahmoud. If he owned a cafe, what would he do at the end of each day? Complete sentence.
If he owned a cafe, he would count the day's money at the end of each day.
Excellent, Omar. Thank you. Yes, so we use the past symbol in the F clause and would plus infinitive, Faris. Would plus infinitive or could plus infinitive, might plus infinitive. Okay? Okay, شباب كله فهم؟ هنا بعد F قلنا ايه past symbol and would have would plus infinitive. Okay? We are going to use the third conditional. دلوقتي
قلناها دلوقتي حولناها ل first second conditional. We are going to change them into third conditional. Why? Because we are imagining that the person in exercise 6 didn't open a cafe. نتخيل انه ما افتتحش المقهى. So we are using what? The third conditional, past perfect, had or hadn't plus past participle, and the main clause would have past participle or wouldn't have past participle. Example A. If he had opened a cafe, he would have sold cafe and tea. He would have sold coffee and tea. Thank you. Okay, B. It changed the second sentence from second clause or second conditional sentence into third conditional sentence. B. علي وليد.
نعم أستاذ. 7.
Yes, 7B.
If he wanted to sell cakes too, he would make them in the kitchen.
He would make? No, Ali. Use the third conditional. Ali, use the third conditional. No. Look at the exercise, Ali. Look at exercise number 6. Here, exercise B. If he wanted to sell cakes too, he would make them in the kitchen. We change it into past perfect. If he, Ali, if he
wanted to sell cakes too, he would make.
No, we change the past simple into past perfect. هتحول يا علي wanted تبقى had wanted وغير الفعل الثاني. If he had wanted. Okay, let's see another one. Thank you. محمد مصطفى عبد الغفار. Listen علي. Listen to محمد مصطفى.
If he wanted to sell cakes too, he wouldn't have made them in the kitchen.
Why do you use negative here? محمد علي ربيع. محمد علي ربيع. Thank you.
If he had wanted to sell cakes too, he would have made them in the kitchen.
Excellent, محمد علي ربيع. Thank you. Muhammad says, if he had wanted to sell cakes too, he would have made them in the kitchen. Okay? The second exercise, C. Use the third conditional. Muhammad Majdi.
If he had owned a cafe, he would have done account the days money each day.
Let's see. If he had wanted, Muhammad Majdi, exercise C, not D. If he had wanted to become a cafe owner, he would have needed to have done or to do a training course first. Okay?
Okay.
D. Change into from second conditional to third conditional. Yusuf Sayyid.
Yes, Mr. I'm ready.
Yes.
If he had owned a cafe, he would have counted the day's money.
Yes, very good. If he had owned a cafe, he would have counted the day's money at the end of each day. Very good. Thank you, يوسف. يبقى هنتبهوا معايا هنا فارس ومحمد والناس اللي اخطأوا فيها وعلي. هنا حبيبي بستخدم بعد اف باست بيرفكت. الفعل الثاني لازم يكون مركب من 3 كلمات. would have pp or wouldn't. يبقى لما تلاقي بعد اف ماضي تام اللي هو هاد وتصرف الفعل لازم يكون الفعل الثاني ايه؟ would have past participle. Okay? Now look at the picture here. Use if. He's running. He wants to catch the bus. What could have happened? What might have happened? What would have happened? كون جملة نفس الجملة اللي احنا شفناها في الاكسرسايز في الورمنج اب. If he كمل. If he had run fast. If he hadn't run fast.
محمد أسامة.
أستاذ.
Yes, محمد.
What could might have happened?
عبد الرحمن.
He could have.
قولها بطل، قول يا محمد.
He could have overslept and got up late.
انت شايفه بيجري عشان يلحق الباص. اتخيل ايه اللي كان ممكن يحصل لو هو قاعد مبكر كان لحق الباص، او لو ركض بسرعه كان لحق الباص، لو ما كانش ركض بسرعه ما كانش لحق الباص او كان فاته الباص. كون جمل باستخدام ايه؟ if. example: he had run fast he would have caught the bus. If he hadn't run fast he wouldn't have caught the bus. If he had run fast he could have caught the bus. Good possibility. If he had run fast he might have caught the bus. Let's stop here. I'm going to stop recording.
أستاذ أنت ناديت علي أستاذ عبد الرحمن مروان.